All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about all of the doubt, all of the criticism, all of the sleeping that this Pittsburgh Steelers team has faced. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. Also, let's get a shout out to the members. If you guys would like to support me and this channel more, be sure to hit that join button down in the description below. And my, oh my, how the tables have turned, how the turntables have turntabled, man. We are now sitting at 4-2, tied for first place in the division, if not in first place in the AFC North. I believe the Baltimore Ravens may be ahead of us, but that's just because of like the NFL divisional standings. We have the same record, I believe. And this team, I was thinking about this today or yesterday at work. I was just thinking about all of the players we had and all of the storylines that they have faced. And it has all culminated into one group, and that group is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we started off with taking a look at the quarterback position. Now, of course, it is Mike Tomlin Tuesday. By the time this video comes out, there is possibly, potentially, hopefully not, a real chance that Mike Tomlin names Russell Wilson the starter again. Now, I do not believe that is the right move to make. I believe we have to keep rolling it out with Justin Fields until, like, colossal mistakes happen. If so, my friend Brendan actually mentioned it to me as well in the last game that we played against the Raiders. We were kind of killing them, and if maybe we wanted to see Russell Wilson at the end of that game, maybe we could have put him out there just to kind of see what he had going for him this season, and then that would make me feel a little bit more comfortable about the potential switch that may happen. But I don't even think that's the move, man. I really don't think that's the move. You see the tweet on the screen right now. Justin Fields' hate is so fucking forced. Get this man some good tackles and a decent ass receiver group, and you've got a franchise quarterback. And I'm down to believe this, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm down to believe this take. Maybe not a franchise quarterback in himself, but I believe there is a lot of potential there, and I believe he's shown nothing but potential. Of course, this is a guy that is coming from the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams is doing his thing. It's neither here nor there about how they're doing because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler now. But we know the storylines that he has faced. He went to Chicago, and that team has been a dumpster fire since fire was invented, you know what I'm saying, by cavemen. Once fire was invented, it would went instantly onto the Chicago Bears, man, because they are horrible, and they've been horrible. And Justin Fields goes there after getting slept on, by the way, after getting picked after the likes of Mac Jones and shit like that in the draft. Justin Fields, the top-rated quarterback the whole process. Then all of a sudden, Trey Lance comes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? This is what he went through, right? And so he's just been continuously slept on. The potential has always been there, but he's just getting slept on and criticized. Criticization? What is that word? The criticism, criticization, Isaiah. Jeez Louise. But the criticism that Justin Fields has faced, as this guy mentioned, it is so forced. And I wish I had more on there to show you, but I'm telling you guys, big trust. If you guys are NFL fans, if you guys read NFL discourse, you know Justin Fields is a very polarizing player, a very hot take or cold take kind of player. It's either he is the best quarterback in the NFL, which a lot of people do not say besides Steelers fans. I might fuck around and say Justin Fields might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Or, and this is what a lot of people say, he is the worst quarterback in the NFL, and he has no arm, he has a noodle arm, he can't throw, his throws are inaccurate, all he can do is run, he's a running back. And it does feel forced, man. It really does feel forced. It really does feel like people are just nitpicking at this point. And whether, because he was a Chicago Bear before and people were still hating, now I feel now that he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, it just even grows because people just hate us, man. I hate to inform you guys, but people hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know why. I don't know what our past fans, the 40 pluses, the 50 pluses, the 60 pluses, the 70 pluses, I don't know what you guys were getting off in the 70s and 80s back then. I don't know what kind of takes you guys were getting off. But you did catastrophic damage to the 2024 Steelers fans because everybody hates us. All of the media hates us. The national media, they never rank us pretty good, even though Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. Every single year, it's random team X is going to be better than the Pittsburgh Steelers, and every single year, the Pittsburgh Steelers are better than random team X. And it doesn't matter. It never matters because next year in 2025, we're going to have a great offseason. I don't know how this season's going to finish, but we're going to have a great offseason. We're going to improve upon this team, and then we're still going to be looked at as oh, this is the time that they fall off. They're only going to win 5 games this year. Justin Fields, like he just doesn't have the Steelers, they just don't have it. Their defense is overrated. Mike Tomlin is overrated. I guarantee you that is what is going to happen. And maybe, just maybe, we've earned that. Maybe, just maybe, because of like the sneaking into the playoffs and losing in the first round, sneaking in the playoffs and losing in the first round, going 11-0, and then getting bounced out in the first round by the Cleveland Browns. Maybe we've earned that. You know, maybe we have to like go back to the drawing board and start earning some more respect. But I believe we should have more respect that is given to us currently, especially sitting at 4-2, especially because we talked about it. The game's like, we really could be 6-0, man. I don't want to play the shoulda, woulda, coulda game, but we really could be 6-0 right now at this point. And if we were 6-0, the way that we would look at Justin Fields would be way different right now. And it just pisses me off, low key, that like we're still sitting here talking about Russell Wilson. No offense to Russ, because I'm a big Russ fan, but it still just pisses me off that like we're not in on Justin Fields. You know, I can't make you guys believe in Justin Fields. I really can't. But it's hard for me to believe that you're watching the games that we play, that we were watching Justin Fields excel at some points, because there definitely are a lot of drives where it's spooky, and it's not all on him. Like, the play calling has been pretty bad. The offensive line has been banged up, and they're definitely not where they should be. The running game, we'll talk about it in a little bit here, but it hasn't been where it should be. But then Justin Fields himself, you know, maybe sometimes he's missing some throws here, maybe sometimes he's missing some throws there. But I feel like that can't take away from the moments that Justin Fields excels. You know what I'm saying? Like, the moments that Justin Fields looks good, to me, he looks really fucking good in these moments. And we've seen the ability that he has on the running game, where we do a fake toss and then he comes around and scores a touchdown that way, or we do another running play with him and he can score a touchdown. Like, that's just the ability that he has. And then in the moments that he looks good in these drives with, you know, maybe the worst wide receiving core in the NFL, he is still able to get the job done. He is still able to hit some throws here, hit some throws there. And I just, like, as this tweet says, like, it's just so forced at this point. It really is just so fucking forced that people are still on here talking about Justin Fields' ass. And we've seen a lot of ass quarterbacks. We just seen Aiden O'Connell just be allowed to start games, and it's just okay. Will Levis on the Tennessee Titans, who knows, you know, how his career is going to go. But if Justin Fields is ass, he's ass too, man. It's just, it's quiet. It's quiet. It's crickets. It's like, okay, let's see what we got out of Will Levis. But then, or Zach Wilson even. Like, Zach Wilson, let's start him again. Let's start him for another season, Zach Wilson. But then Justin Fields, it's like the guy throws an interception, which, by the way, I don't even think he has a pick. The one got called back. I think he has one interception on the year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Justin Fields, like, the mistakes haven't even really been there this season, but he's still just ass. He still just has no chance to ever be a good quarterback. And it pisses me off, man. It really does. Like, I said it in my last video, like, nobody is saying that this guy is Tom Brady. And I promise you, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying Justin Fields is like Peyton Manning. Nobody's saying he is Aaron Rodgers. Nobody's saying he is this, he is that. But what we are saying is there is a real potential. There is a real chance for this guy to become our franchise quarterback. And, like, we're just sleeping on him, man. Like, the NFL world is just sleeping on Justin Fields, and it pisses me off, bro. It really does piss me off. And so that is one player on the team specifically that, like, they doubted us, man. They counted us out. Justin Fields, they counted you out, bro. Like, you weren't even supposed to be playing yet. They still want Russ to come in, bro. Like, isn't that crazy? And all you've done is win. We're 4-2. Once again, in that Cowboys game, we took the lead at the end of the game. The defense kind of let it go. In the Colts game, we fought hard, but the defense, they kind of, you know what I'm saying? We got hit in the mouth early. We didn't get started fast enough early. And, you know, here we are now at 4-2, but we really could be 6-0, man. And then speaking of that, Justin Fields is 6 points away from being 6-0, just so y'all don't forget that part. And look at the aura that this guy, like, look at him in the number 2 jersey. You guys remember we had Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph did not look good in this number 2 jersey like Justin Fields looks good, man. Like, I can't. It pisses me off to the upteenth degree about how much people sleep on my franchise quarterback, man, because they wrote him off. They really did write you off, Justin Fields. We got you for a 6th, and it's going to turn into a 4th round pick because of how many games you're playing. But this is what I'm talking about. We got Justin Fields for a 6th round pick. That is the degree to where people have given up. The Bears, they gave up on Justin Fields. Other NFL teams, they gave up because all it took was a 6th round pick from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and nobody was willing to match that. No other team was willing to be like, hey, we'll give you this, we'll give you that for Justin Fields. No, it had to be Omar Khan. It had to be Mike Tomlin coming in to save the day. And so far, I believe we have saved the day, and Justin Fields, he's doing his part. He is, like, living up to the agreement that we had of, hey, we're going to get you. And Russell Wilson, he'll play, but if he gets hurt, like, we're looking at you to be the guy. You've started games in your NFL career, so, like, we're going to need you to start fast. And I believe we have started fast. The offense, like I said, it hasn't been the best. There are definitely some pieces that we are missing on the line and just weapons-wise, right? But as far as Justin Fields is concerned, if you're looking at this team, if you're looking at this offense and being like, yeah, Justin Fields is the problem, I hate to say it, but you might be on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like you might need to take a test. You know, like we have to figure this out, because how are you seeing this? What are you watching to think that Justin Fields is like the absolute problem? And if we replace him with Russell Wilson, things are just gonna get even better than what they are, because we're 4-2, man. We are literally 4-2. And we very well could be 6-0, as we talked about. So like it's crazy to me. Anyways, though, another player that we got to talk about here is big Naji Harris, bro, because I didn't get to show this in my last video. You guys will see this is an incredible run out of Naji Harris, man. Like, and I have to talk about it because I am somebody who, like, I talked about people sleeping on Justin Fields, right? I am somebody who has slept on Naji Harris. Now, it's not only me. I will face this on my own, but for a fact, I know that it is not only me. A lot of people haven't really been in on Naj. But when we have plays like this, when Naji Harris can run the ball like this, when he can break tackles how he did against the Las Vegas Raiders and get, you know, yards after contact, it's beautiful. Like, when he has good runs, I have consistently said this. When Naji Harris has runs like this, he literally looks like the best NFL, or like the best running back in the NFL. He just has the aura. He has the eye test with him. It's just about, we need these runs more often. We need these 20-yard, 30-yard touchdowns way more often. We scored this ball from the 35-yard line. Like, that is incredible. I don't know if it was the 35, but like, we scored this ball from deep out. And Naji Harris, I did not think you had it in you. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think he had it in him. And if we take a look at some comments, if we take a look at some takes, this is another guy that people slept on, man. We wrote him off. We wrote Naji Harris off. We were ready for Jaylen Warren. We were ready for Cordero Patterson. We didn't extend the 5th-year option to him. We are ready to move on, apparently, allegedly, possibly. I don't know the actual truth of the fact when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers themselves, but I would imagine not extending the 5th-year option, that's a sign that, hey, but we extended Muth. Mind you, we extended Pat Freiermuth, man. Like, it's just, and we'll talk about Muth in a little bit, maybe. I'm not really the Muth guy, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. But we extended Muth, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't extend Naj, which is very interesting to me. But, like, when he has these runs like this, when you see those terrible towels waving in Vegas, it's just incredible. And Naji Harris, I'm sorry for the takes that I be having about you sometimes. I really am. It's because he be trying, like, at first, sure, he tries, he does his best with this line, but the scheme that we have, the line that we have, it just doesn't always get the job done. But all he does is try. All he does is get 1,000 yards. Robert Spillane, all he does is miss tackles, man. Like, Robert Spillane, literally a nothing on that play because Naji Harris is him. This dude just Space Jam jumped it in from 10 yards out. He is just a guy. Like that, like Naji Harris is just a guy. And once again, I apologize, Naj, for the takes that I have about you sometimes, because I know that you are a great player. I know you are a fantastic player, and given in a different situation, I guarantee you Naji Harris is like one of the best running backs in the NFL if he's in a different situation. We talk about George Pickens potentially, like the wide receiver room. Yeah, if we just threw him the ball more, if we just, you know, schemed up plays and blah, 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 George Pickens would be a top 5 wide receiver, right? And that is a take that we all can get down with. That is a take that we all believe in. But then Naji Harris, we're doing speed option runs with a power back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are doing plays that we should not be doing with Naji Harris. But sometimes, and like this play itself, sometimes it works because Naj is a beast. This play was not supposed to be a touchdown. I don't know if you guys are seeing this like I'm seeing this, but I am seeing 17 out of the 11 allowed defenders on the Raiders. I am seeing 17 of them all around Naji Harris, man. Like, literally, there's 4 people in his face. Isaac Samalu blocking nobody. But Naji Harris, he just throws them off of him because he is him, because he is a beast. And we love Naji Harris, you know? So, Naj, they were sleeping on you too. They wrote you off as well. I wrote you off, Naji Harris, but it is what it is. And, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is the chip on our shoulder. This is the chip on our back that we are playing with, man. We have Naj. We have Justin Fields. We have player X. We have player Z. Like, you know, these are all players, and I'm going to talk about more players in a second, but these are all guys that, like, it's like we're the island of misfit toys at this point. Like, nobody likes our wide receivers. Nobody likes our running backs. Nobody likes our quarterbacks. Nobody likes TJ Watt in our defense. Nobody likes Justin Fields. Nobody likes Naj, you know, besides the Naj fans. Like, nobody likes these guys, but nobody likes Arthur Smith. Nobody likes Mike Tomlin, but we all come together on this black and yellow team. We all come together on this black and yellow fan base, black and gold, maybe, however you want to say it. We all come together for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I am proud to be a Steelers fan. I am proud to have Naji Harris on the team, and he is just, I love Naj. I really do love Naj. And also, last point, if this gets copyrighted, man, like, I get it. I don't own this footage, NFL, but can we relax, my guy? Like, we are just all enjoying this Naj clip, and then here the NFL, they're sleeping on me, man. Like, they hear the NFL comes with this big red money sign, like, hey, like, you know, fuck you, Isaiah, pretty much. So, NFL, if you guys are out there, let's relax, man, and let's just all enjoy this Naji Harris run, because he's just a man amongst boys, man. And he had countless runs like this against the Raiders. He's had countless runs like this in his career. It just hasn't really amounted to the touchdown fact. But he was not getting in the end zone this week, and I respect that. Like, it's been it's been 5 weeks. This is week 6. It's been 5 weeks without this guy getting in the end zone. Naji Harris, he just had to do it one time, and once again, the Space Jam jump, the arm extension, he's just an incredible player, and I love Naji Harris. And I will remember this play when I'm talking bad about Naj, because I'm sure I will again, because I am a Naj hater. But this right here, we needed to see this. I needed to see this, and you guys out there needed to see this too. Because it's been a little spooky. But yeah, nobody likes Naj, nobody likes Justin Fields, nobody likes player X. Pittsburgh's 32 points Sunday were their most in a road win since Christmas Day 2017 when they beat the Texans 34-6. I remember this game. This is the game that Vince Williams laid down after we scored. That was pretty funny. Justin Fields, starting quarterback. He was still in high school the last time we put up this many points. And here we go. We have Naj again. Big Robert Spillane. Shout out to him. But yeah, we put up 32 points, which is our most on the road since 2017. This is what I'm talking about with how ass our offense has been, and we're supposed to just, you know what I'm saying? We're Justin Fields is supposed to just fix this out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? We're throwing to nobody. We have nobody on the team, and Justin Fields, he's supposed to just be able to do this. Yesterday he did, or I'm sorry, on Sunday he did it. We were able to do it. And, people are just sleeping on us, and I get it. 32 points since 2017. That's the most on a road win. It's tough. It's hard to justify that, but we have justified. That's almost 10 years ago, mind you. Jeez Louise, man. It's hard to justify it, but here I am justifying it because I'm a Steelers fan, and I bleed black and gold, and I love this team. Next up, this is another player that has been slept on, man. Another player that we got from the Baltimore Ravens. It is Patrick Queen. Now, I will say, I've seen some clips of Patrick Queen on the Steelers, and it hasn't necessarily always looked the best. I kind of see what Ravens fans were talking about, but at the same time, why are we sleeping on Patrick Queen, man? Why are we sleeping on this guy? He has taken countless criticisms. At the moment he signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ravens fans came out of the Chesapeake Bay or wherever the hell that they have over there. They came out of nowhere to be like, hey, Patrick Queen, he actually sucks, right? He's actually not good. This is what they were saying. And I was like, okay, you guys are just sad about it. You guys are just mad that he left. But then, we start seeing plays, and I start seeing criticisms about Patrick Queen, and it's where's he at, man? Do we even have him at a linebacker? Is Patrick Queen playing today? And I've seen it over and over and over again, and this is another player that people wrote off. People are sleeping on. We have Patrick Queen on the roster, and to me, outside of, some bad plays here and there, I think he's been pretty solid for us. He's been pretty solid, a Deshaun Elliott has been solid for us, but Deshaun Elliott, he's been hooping low-key. Deshaun, I don't even think he's in the Patrick Queen category. He's been hooping. But yeah, Patrick Queen, another player who people have just been writing off, bro. He just has no chance to be good. He's a flop. He's a bust. And the Pittsburgh Steelers were dumb for even, signing Patrick Queen. These are takes that, look at Keanu Benton. You guys see him diving over there? He almost got that interception. But yeah, this is just another player that people have just given up on. He has no chance to be good. He comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and look at him making plays. This is what I'm talking about with this team. This is why I love this team. You guys, if you guys aren't Steelers fans, you won't get it. But Steelers fans, you guys understand. Sometimes we bring in players from other teams, and they didn't have a good time there. They come to Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden they're elite. You know what I'm saying? They're elite. And maybe Patrick Queen, maybe he can be one of those players. He's been good on the Ravens on his own. That's why we signed him for what we did. But just the black and gold. He looks so much better in black and gold than he does in the purple and red and blue or whatever the hell their colors are in Baltimore. He just looks so good for us, and he's another player that people are sleeping on. And we take him into account. We take Naj into account. We take Justin Fields into account. We take Arthur Smith into account. We take Mike Tomlin into account. We take Chris Boswell, even. Chris Boswell, I don't know if people are sleeping. People are sleeping on Boswell. The talk is high about him whenever he hits a kick. But then when we're coming into the season, when these Madden ratings come out, when these player rankings come out, Boswell is always nowhere to be found. In fantasy football, I got to scroll to get to Boswell, and he's literally the best kicker in the NFL. I got to go through 15 different kickers, literally the position itself to get to Boswell. This is what happens every single time in fantasy. And then every single time in fantasy, this dude finishes number one, or not number one, but you know what I'm saying? He finishes as a relatively good kicker in fantasy football-wise. He finishes as a relatively good kicker in actual real-life-wise. And maybe he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year, man. We'll see about Boswell. But yeah, Patrick Queen, he's a beast, and we got to stop sleeping on Patrick Queen himself. Lastly, TJ Watt among all defenders this season, a 93.9 running defense grade first, 90 pass rush grade fourth. The only other player with an 80-plus grade in both of these categories is teammate Cameron Heyward. He is the highest graded healthy defender in the league, Defensive Player of the Year 2.0 season loading, right? Shout out to TJ Watt. We all know TJ is good. We all know he is a beast. But I am here to talk about Cameron Heyward, man. I am here to double back. I am here to remember the takes that we're getting off when we were talking about giving this guy a contract extension. And you Steelers fans, you fans were out here coming out of the woodworks talking about we need to get rid of Cameron Heyward. We need to do this. We need to do that. And at the time, I said you were insane. And at today's time, right now time, you're even more crazy. You are absolutely bonkers. And once again, I remember the takes. I remember people tweeting with their actual profile pictures. Like they'd have their dog in the background. They would have like their family in the background. Like literally like, oh, here's me at work. And like, you're talking about Cameron Heyward and we need to cut him, bro. Like, just absolutely nonsense, man. And like, these are real things that happen. I hope you guys can remember. This is from, months ago now at this point. This is like the training camp processes. I hope you guys remember how much people were sleeping on Cameron Heyward just for him to be coming out. Guess what he's doing? He's balling. You know what I'm saying? He's balling this season. And I get maybe later down the line in 2-3 years, he's not going to be hooping. But like, we can't be playing these games with Cameron Heyward when all he's shown us is greatness. All he's done has been fantastic every single time he's out there on the field. Granted, injuries, and he literally isn't playing. That's one thing, right? Like we can't, what if we're literally playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a dangerous game. It's a contact sport. You can't really predict that. And like people are using this to be like, oh, we shouldn't re-sign Cameron Heyward. And I get, maybe we shouldn't re-sign Cameron Heyward. Now I believe we'll figure it out later down the line. It's better to re-sign him, give him a contract extension now, keep the vibes high, and then, eventually kind of, rework it if we have to. I get that. But people were talking about, we just need to cut the guy. We just need to trade Cameron Heyward. And like, I couldn't believe it at the time. And now like, you guys are clowns. Like you guys are literally it. You guys are literally, what is that? The Terrifier 3. Like those are you people, all because you guys wanted to get rid of Cameron Heyward. And it's just nonsense. And for what? For what? To like save some cap space, to not trade for a wide receiver, to say like, imagine if we didn't have Cameron Heyward right now, what we would look like on defense. Like, it would be pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It would be pretty bad if we didn't have Cameron Heyward, like real shit. And so I remember these takes that you guys were getting off, and I hope you guys remember them too. The Cameron Heyward supporters out there, please back me up on this. They were going in about Cameron Heyward months ago about how we need to get rid of him, and it was just nonsense. It was just crazy. And now here we are. Cameron Heyward is obviously TJ Watt is TJ Watt, but Cameron Heyward has been dominant this season. I'm watching him toss around first round pick Jackson Powers Johnson, who's playing left guard, mind you, not center. I'm watching him literally just obliterate him, get him out of the play. And like, this is what were you guys saying? The 40-year-old Cameron Heyward? Like, this is him. That's Cameron Heyward right now at 40 years old, just absolutely dominating the rookies, because he's a veteran. He's always been a great player. This is a guy who played at the Ohio State University. He's been around great players before and now with TJ Watt. He had other great players when his rookie season was happening. Like, and he's a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I just remember, literally, this sparked the video. The Cameron Heyward stuff sparked the video because I firmly remember me coming on here and being like, are you guys crazy right now? Like, why are we talking about getting rid of Cameron Heyward and he just wants a contract extension? Like, oh, he's going to get hurt. Oh, he's falling off. Like, falling off where? I can't tell. Because time in and time again, Cameron Heyward has given the most effort. He's given the most plays on the defense outside of maybe TJ Watt. But this is a guy, Cameron Heyward, who plays the defensive line. But then when they throw a screen pass and it's going 40 yards down the field, cornerbacks miss tackles, linebackers miss tackles. We talk about Patrick Queen. We talk about our cornerback situation. Our secondary isn't the best. Mika comes flying in with the edge spear, misses. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that happens. And who's there running down the field at fucking 300 pounds and 40 years old? Not too much on Cameron Heyward, but it's Cameron Heyward. Like, this is a guy, like, he's finishing plays. Like, that is what we need. We need players who are finishing plays. We need players who are setting the tone. We need players who are great in the locker room, like Cameron Heyward, like a Naji Harris that I've always said. We need these players on the roster. And so for people to just be coming out and be like, yeah, cut him. Yeah, get rid of him. Like, if we would have cut Cameron Heyward, I guarantee we'd be like 1-5 right now. The vibes would be super down. And like, our defense, I don't want to say like without Cameron Heyward is still pretty good. It probably is still pretty good. But he'd be a drastic loss. He would have been a drastic loss. And you guys were willing to do that. I wasn't willing to do that, though, I wasn't willing to just get rid of Cameron Heyward, and I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we got the extension off. And I love Cameron Heyward. I love Cameron Heyward, and I love all of my Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm tired of people sleeping on us. They're going to continue to sleep on us. And so that is why I'm making this video now, because they did write us off, man. They did write us off. They wrote us off before the season, and then they wrote us off after we went on a little 2-game skid. And I haven't done the best job of that, because after we lose, I'm just like, yeah, the world's over. But you guys have to understand. You guys watch the games too. Sometimes the Pittsburgh Steelers be pissing me the fuck off, man. Sometimes this team be undershowing sometimes, but at the end of the day, I know how good this team can be, and I know the players on this team understand, like, hey, we have a real chance to like silence all of the noise, all of the doubt, and we can do it in the black and gold. I always talk about other teams because other teams are fake sometimes, you know, like the Arizona Cardinals, no offense, but like if you're an Arizona Cardinal, I think the Louisville Cardinals are more popular than the Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? If you are what else is just a random ass team that I get? If you are a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, I get they won a Super Bowl a little bit more recent than us, but like, let's talk about it. Tom Brady had to pull up and bring his whole team. You know what I'm like? Tampa Bay like, we are not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We are not the Carolina Panthers. We are not the LA Chargers, the San Diego Chargers, mind you. They be moving their team left, right, center, down. We are not the I don't, you know what I'm like? We are not these random ass like fraud organizations. We are a great organization. We are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so like the players on this team, when we win, you guys will go down in history. You guys will go down as some of the best players to ever play in the black and gold. And all we have to do is lock it in this season. All we have to do is get a playoff win, and it is up. Everybody gets a contract extension if we get a playoff year or a playoff win this year. Everybody. Justin Fields, we are running you the max. Najee Harris, we are running you the max. If in Arthur Smith, you have not been having a good time, but guess what? If we can continue to, you know, expand the playbook a little bit, if we can get those trick plays the hell out of here and we get some real plays going, Arthur Smith, you are going to be extending, bro. Like, you were almost out of the league. And now you have a real chance due to Justin Fields hooping, due to Najee Harris hooping, due to the defense hooping. You have a real chance to continue to be an offensive coordinator in this league. Cameron Heyward, you have a real chance to continue to be one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, or the defensive end, whatever you want to call them, defensive line players. He has a chance to continue doing this. Najee Harris, you have a chance to continue being one of the best running backs in the NFL and prove why you are worthy of that fifth-year option, why you are worthy of a contract extension, why you are worthy of another look from a different team if we end up getting rid of you, because you are going to succeed. Najee Harris is going to succeed on a different team, guys. Like, I'm telling you, he's going to. So if he ends up leaving, he will succeed on a different team. Justin Fields, I don't want to say he's going to succeed on a different team because I want to keep Justin Fields. However, if that happens, it happens. We all know that Justin Fields can succeed. We all know he's a good quarterback, and you guys just need to relax. Not too much on Justin Fields, not too much on Patrick Queen, not too much on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And at some point, we all got to wake up, you know? And so I think that is going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. I make videos about the Steelers all the time, so if that's something you enjoy, definitely check out another video from my channel. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.